Okay. All right. Firstly, thank you everyone for coming. Really do appreciate you being here. What happened was, as you know, Deryn left ICB and we moved to Hermanus in the Western Cape, and we loved it there. We had a 1 year of absolute ball. We were together. We did a whole lot of stuff. I met new friends and went drinking. You're in the Overberg wine area, lots to choose from, and that was great. Obviously, it didn't quite end that way. A year ago, a year and 1 month, Deryn was diagnosed with brain cancer, and she went straight in for surgery. She had 2 surgeries, radiation therapy. Those both actually went quite well, and it looked like we were on top of things. And then the chemo started, and the chemo was a disaster. The first chemo regime just about took out her liver, kidneys, and had to pull her off that. Tried another regime, it had no impact at all. And by the time we tried a third flavor, she was actually too weak to do the treatment. So basically, they very sensitively, the oncologist sat me down and said, "No, we've changed the phase now. We into palliative care." And so for the last couple of months, we've basically been trying to keep her as comfortable as possible. And so on April the 22nd, Saturday at 5:30, she died. So why are we here? Because she loved this place. This pub was a happy space. This pub was a happy space. At the times I had to come and retrieve her. It was because she was having a ball. And the one I said, I've been phoning you. Why didn't you at least answer and tell me your things were all right? She said, where's my phone? We found it in one of these paddocks here where they had been rolling around, I don't know, playing with horses or something. But she had even lost the phone, hadn't realized, and she loved it. She loved the people. And someone mentioned that, hey, all the kit is all broken and falling down here. That's the appeal. You come here in your jodhpurs, you're all dusty and sweaty, and you don't care. You come here, you've got good mates, a lovely establishment here, and she loved it. She was at home here. And one of the only regrets we really had was when she got sick. She said, "Oh, I wish I was closer to my big network, my Joburg network, my Gauteng network." We've got very good mates in Hermanus. Deryn doesn't struggle to make good friends. So we've got another horsey crowd as well. But she missed you guys. And so when we thought, let's do 2. Let's do Western Cape, which we did on Thursday for the new crowd. And then we'll come here because this really, really was the sweet spot. And you guys were all part of it. You were integral to her love for this place. Deryn and I evolved. We were married 31 years. And when I met her, she was wild and she was social. She's a socialite. She's all these people always around her. And she was ambitious. She was chasing the corporate dream. She wanted to be, and for a while she found fulfillment in that. But after a time, she changed, and that became less important. And in fact, if anything, it started to alienate her. She found it very shallow, and she wanted to be more grounded. And for her, that was genuine relationships with those around her, and it was also obviously furries. So we've had animals. That's been a constant theme. That bit didn't change, but it became much more accentuated as time went by. Archie never came here. Archie was just down the road, but that was her first love. If there was ever I was counting where am I in the ladder, I was well below Archie. Archie was the patriarch. Uh, and then obviously Sky, and many of you will know Sky. Sky is now living in Long Shadows equestrian estate in Elgin, and Deryn made absolutely certain that Sky was set up for the next year or two. In the end, she decided not to sell Sky, but to gift it to someone who to look after her and to keep her in this beautiful place. Sky loves it. Sky's changed. She's become very social. She has her little herds now, and they all run around. And she's after Deryn's finished tacking her up and doing her thing. Sky said, "Right, I've done with you now. Where's my team?" And she'll go off and play with her team, and so Sky's fine. Sky is in her thumb in the butter. So yes, those are my stories and my memories of this place. And it's interesting when I saw the quality of her friends up here, and then we moved down there. Deryn said to me, "Right, we've got to work this. We're in a new town now. We know no one. Even our mates, Rita and Kevin, have got a house there, but they're never there. They're always chasing the corporate dream up in Joburg." And so we knew no one. And so she said, "Right, especially you, especially you." She says, "You need to get off your bum and start networking and make friends." And because of pressure from Deryn, uh, I found out that people quite like me. So I've been very fortunate. Deryn and I built up a very nice network of new friends, and so I'll be fine. But I take what she said is that you've got to keep working at the relationships of the people around you, and then you don't jettison the old ones. You keep them, you nurture them as best you can under the new circumstances. So that's something I'm trying to do now, is to build genuine relationships, and that's something I'm taking from what Deryn does. And the fact that you all came here, lekker, really, really nice. So thank you very much. Here's to Deryn, and she's watching. You know what Deryn's like. She's watching. Here's to Deryn. All right, that's enough from me. I'm now going to pass the mic around. We're going to start with Jess.
No.
No, not anymore. All right, you're going to start with Alison. But what would be really nice if you feel comfortable to volunteer a little story about what you remember of Deryn, and so we can remember her.
Do I have to come there?
Not at all. It should be picking us up through the mic. Okay. Alison?
Hi, everyone. Sorry. I'm Ellie, and I'm Deryn's oldest sister. And well, you all know her as a friend, and I thought it might be nice to say a little bit about her as a little sister, just so you know a little bit more about her. But first of all, my daughters have written a letter that they just wanted to share as well, some of their memories with her. So they're now sort of 32. I don't know how old they are. They're old. And their memories are from when they were younger. So, Jesus, really? Can I? So, we grew up in New Zealand, and while this meant we didn't see Deryn as much as we would have liked, it did mean that the memories each time we did see her are particularly special. The first time Mum took us back to South Africa, Tandy was 6 and Alex was 2, and we don't remember much of this time, as you might expect. But during this visit, Deryn took us to a place where they were living in Bothers Hill, where they could ride horses, of course. And Deryn cried. Oh, Alex was on. So Alex was 2. She was on the horse doing pony ride things, and she cried so much at the end of her turn, because it was like 50 cents a turn, that she cried. And she would not get off the horse, and we had to give her a couple more goes. And they think that Deryn was a little bit proud of her at that time, her niece. Their second time in South Africa, we were older, 11 and 7, and we went on a trip to the Drakensberg, during which time Deryn, with her love of cooking and spices, cooked us dinner. Afterwards, she always claimed that it wasn't just that. Oh, sorry. She claimed that it wasn't that hot. It was just a few chilies. But being two young kids from rural New Zealand, we definitely weren't expecting it. And Alex threw up heartily at about 4 o'clock in the morning. And none of us have ever forgotten because it was heinous. Yeah. But Deryn lost over that. And actually, Alex loves Thai food now. So that's good. Deryn would come over and visit us and our granny in New Zealand. We have such fond memories of those Christmases and holidays spent together. The last holiday in New Zealand was in 2023 and particularly special as we spent a few wonderful days going for hikes and getting to know each other better as adults. We are so thankful for these memories and Deryn's love, infectious, happy energy, and kindness constant throughout our intermittent meetings and the childhood emails in between. She was a great aunt. We had a lovely Christmas just now with Deryn and Andrew, Glenda and Susan, and met many of Deryn's and Andrew's wonderful friends. And it was beautiful to see the love and care surrounding Deryn, and our heartfelt thanks to everyone that was part of her circle and looking after her. So that's from them. And then if I can find my note. Little known facts about Deryn. So she was the cutest baby. We'll start right there. And she was the kind of baby, so I'm older, but she's the kind of baby that people used to walk up to in the supermarket and say, "Oh, she's so cute." You know, there might be some photos up later and you can kind of see her slightly serious expression. She was very cute. The second unknown fact is that she could snaffle a great picnic lunch from hotel breakfast specials. Well, we don't know how she did it because you're not supposed to do this, but she would make sure that she had a really good lunch. Yeah, I don't know how she did that. And from me personally, she was a very mean kitchen sweeper, and I used to really like it when she visited because the kitchen was swept all the time. Yeah. So there were just the two of us. She was born here in Joburg, but grew up in Howick and went to school there and then left. She always had a tight group of friends. She wasn't shy, but she was very discerning, as I'm sure you all agree. And I agree too, because the people that I've met have just been wonderful that have been in her life. She was very clever and hardworking, getting honours for academics at high school. Loved sport. She was a great hockey player and a very good sprinter. And we did a lot of hiking as well. Sorry, I'm not going to say a lot more. Just the thing that I'm going to miss the most about her was her sense of the ridiculous. We would just collapse laughing, and I think her friends know that too. She just always saw a really funny thing, and then that was it. Yeah. You couldn't recover, you couldn't catch her eye because then you'd just collapse again. So, yeah, she was very pocket rocket with a huge heart, and she's left a giant space. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes.
You need some. Just drink it. You don't need to pour it, just drink it. Sorry, I had to write it down because if I don't write it down, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry anyway. Sorry. For those of you who don't know me, I'm yes. Just a straw with a bottle will be fine. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jess, and we were a little foursome. It was myself and Laurie and Vivi, and we were called the Daft Bats. Today we celebrate the life of the most extraordinary woman, our Deryn, a woman who lived with so much energy, joy, and a healthy dose of mischief. It's impossible to think of life without her. For over 20 years, she was not just a friend, a sister, or a partner in crime. And let's be honest, she was mostly the reason we needed a designated driver. Anybody who knows her well knows champagne was not just a drink, it was a lifestyle. I mean, who do you know that can make a glass of bubbly look so glamorous when you've just climbed off a horse? And let's not just forget the countless times that poor Andrew had to come and rescue us when we've left our phones in the field or are rolling in mud at the yard after getting too deep into a bottle of champagne. Our Christmas dinners were nothing short of spectacular, where we were gifted our annual calendar from Andrew that could have honestly made us millions. Deary's love for horses, her dogs, and Andrew were amazing.
No, you're catching on here. You're catching on. Oh.
They were her happy place. Her love for horses wasn't just about the thrill. It was about the strength, the freedom, the grace. And those were the qualities she carried with her every day. Through weddings, divorces, children's, and yes, even funerals, we shared many precious moments together. From the first time we laughed till we cried about some stupid pirate joke on a ride, to the countless times some small event was turned into a grand celebration with loads of champagne. She had a way of making the ordinary seem extraordinary. And Andrew was always there, taking the most spectacular pictures and memories we will cherish forever. To our dear friend, thank you for the memories, the laughter, the love, and the endless bottles of champagne. You will always be part of the Daft Bats. We hope you are galloping through the fields on Fat Boy, and we love you. So Vivi's not here, so she sent me the most horrendous poem that I have to read because I'm going to cry the whole way through. She said I have to start it like this. My wee little sis, sweetie pie. Never forgotten. I think of things you used to say and all that you would do. At some point, every single day, my thoughts will turn to you. To lose you was a bitter wrench. The pain cut to my core. I cried until the tears ran dry, and then I cried some more. This wouldn't be your wish for me, that I'd never be so sad. So I try and remind myself of happy times we've had. I know I cannot be with you now, and you can't be with me, but safe inside my heart you'll stay, and that's where you'll always be. Love her, big sis. Oh, I thought you were coming to take me away. Sorry, didn't mean for it to be so
That was
sad.
lovely. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Viv. That was lovely, eh?
Sure. How should we hear
Yes.
reading it herself?
Yeah. Any other volunteers? Yep, it doesn't have to be said.
So I met Deryn. When did you move to Durban from Cape Town? 98.
Good question.
Yeah.
Yes, 96 even.
Even.
Yeah.
So in walked Deryn, and she was my new boss. I had only started at Pastel like a year before, and this is like my second corporate boss of my life, and it was instant friendship. She was so lovely. But I mean, I thought for my whole life I was just going to be an office worker. I didn't really, I wasn't corporate like Deryn, and full of ambition. So I didn't see myself being a manager and this woman just took it upon herself to teach me stuff. And she mentored me. She had faith in me. Then you guys buggered off to Joburg, and I was so bloody upset because I was getting a new boss. But then the surprise came where she made me the boss of Durban. I mean, this woman, she was only there like, 2 years, I think, and had so much faith in this young little brat, because I really was a brat. and told these people in Joburg, make her the branch manager. And I think it was about a year after that, she then summons me to Joburg and she said, listen, you have to get your butt up here, because she knew my personality and she knew I'd run this channel, which she had previously been doing. And she went off to be general manager and I went off to Johannesburg. And because of Deryn, I met my lifelong partner, Chris. I wouldn't have had him in my life if it wasn't for her. Because of Deryn, I earned a good salary and I was able to buy a home, and we've got a lovely home. Because of her, I've been able to retire a bit younger than most people. So that's what she did for me, and I think that's massively impactful.
Fantastic. Yeah. Right. Some more. Natalie, here we go. Oh, you got a little time? Hello.
You had to know it would come to me.
Yes.
First of all, I just want to say to you, Andrew, thank you for arranging this so that we could all get together and celebrate Deryn in the way that she deserves. And secondly, thank you for loving my little sister the way she deserved to be loved. And for that, you'll always be my hero and my brother. I love you. And to Deryn, somebody else said it, I hope that she is galloping across the fields with Archie, and that when she comes home, Tom's waiting for her to give her love and cuddles.
Thank you very much. She's probably with the Riders of the Apocalypse. Right. Any other volunteers? We got anyone?
I don't know what to say, but we're representing ICB, I think. God, the pressure was huge. Okay, so come, you were. So I remember first of all, the love she had for you transcended stuff. So you weren't ever third on the list, I don't think. She just knew you were always there. And I think that this was her play. And I think that is a gift you gave her, which is, in these days, to have this as a gift is a huge privilege, right? Yeah, and especially here. We set up that picnic blanket because that's where she sat.
Yeah.
I remember her sitting there, and she would invite friends. I didn't know the friends of the time, but they were friends, and there was always champagne there. So I think she's sitting there, to be honest. We're forever grateful. She was a lively, bubbly. She always saw the positive. She was kind. She was compassionate, and she was real. And actually, I think we're all so grateful for that.
Exactly.
I'm just.
I do the torture.
And when Tim at the time, at the very beginning, when I met Deryn, he was doing these cross-country clinics on a Saturday afternoon, and we all went in terrified, because if Tim pointed to a jump and he said, you do it, he was like the guru, and we had to listen. And that was the most terrifying thing. We were out of control. And that's where I met Deryn. And she didn't know anyone in the clinic, and I didn't know anyone in the clinic. But the way that she made me feel like I had a friend immediately. Like, she had this incredible way of choosing you as a person in a one of those compromising positions. And then everything was going to be fine, and we laughed our way through it. And she was on Archie, and we did all the things that were unimaginable to us because of Tim pointing and telling us. And I'll never forget how we became instant friends, how she could just make a person feel at home. And that little twinkle in her eye.
Yeah, I agree.
So much respect for her on that one.
Yeah.
And then she came to stable here at ICB, and she did not forget. She knew we only met that one time, and then she would never forget. We were comrades. And that was it. I had no choice. We were going to be bosom buddies. And so that was Deryn. She her ability to make friends and her light blew me away. Her light.
Yeah. I agree.
In the light. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, you have to come.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's just a quick little. She's the reason Tim started stocking champagne in the bar. It was purely because of Deryn and sitting here. And she said to Tim, "Enough
You've got
now.
to sort something
We've
out.
got, yeah, we have to sort this out." So she's the reason why we now, well, we used to have champagne in the bar.
Thank you.
For Deryn, we will.
Georgia? No? You can,
All right.
Georgia? It's good.
Andrew, to you and Deryn, thank you for looking after me so well. I spent many a night at your house having beautiful dinners. And, you know, when Deryn and I planned these dinners, we'd be like, oh, we're just going to have a quick little, just something, we'll put something together. And we'd spend a couple of minutes in the kitchen, putting some rice, some chicken, some veggies together. I think it was probably a time when I was vegan. She was
It
like, what are
was.
you going to eat?
It
Georgia, I
was.
don't know what to make.
Very definitely your
It was.
vegan face.
She's
Yeah.
like, what am I going to make you? And I was like, Tori, I'll throw something together. And then we spend about 5 hours out on the patio drinking champagne and having a good time. So we had so many good memories at your home, and just your family is just incredible. But what's so important is that, you know, along this journey of meeting Deryn, I met Natalie and we became sisters basically.
Mm.
So Darren's my big sister and so is Natalie and my mom's mom. So it was the four of us. So like Jess and your clan, Deryn created an additional clan, and beyond blessed to have my big sisters and Deryn, very much this very strict sister, a strict older sister who kept me in my place and made sure that I was well looked after always.
For those that don't know, if you don't mind me, Georgia, being the little sister, every time poor Georgia had a date or met a guy, he got the
gangster.
3rd degree from Deryn. So the very first time he'd meet all of us at dinner, and then she'd take him aside and say, right, what are your intentions with
Yes,
Georgia?
yes, she would. She did that.
So,
Yes.
those that survived Deryn were worth it.
Yeah.
But I actually, it's a realization that I've just had now. And Deryn actually, I believe, introduced me to eventing and cross country because I didn't know anything about it. When I arrived at Nikki's yard and Deryn was there and she was telling me things, and to come out here
And Shane.
and
She
obviously,
introduced us to Shane.
yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. She brought us Shane. So we were so grateful. I'm grateful for that because I'd never been introduced to it at the age of whatever I was back in the day. I was like
So
25.
old.
So, yeah. And just to be able to give me that lease of life, like I've never experienced that. I've always been the showing dressage, and even just to get that courage, and she gave me that courage. And the thing with Deryn, and this is one thing I can say about her, she always showed up. That was one thing about her. No matter what it was, no matter where it was, she showed up. She was at the stables at 6 o'clock after running 10 kilometers already around ICB. She showed up. She was there for you always. She was there on a phone call, a message, at an event, whatever it was. And I'm beyond grateful that I had the time that I had with her. And I will cherish her forever. And I cherish our friendship and our friendship always.
Thank you. Thank you. We moved to Hermanus, and a lot of people like to rubbish Gauteng and say how terrible it is and there's potholes in the road. And what. But we look back with very fond memories. We had a ball. And especially those afternoons when people used to come around and really, yes, not afternoons, early mornings. Yeah. So yeah, we have very good memories. Mesh, do you want to say anything?
Hi, I'm Mesh. So this little clique that's sitting here became a family at when we were at Oakhurst, and we called ourselves the Oakies, and we genuinely became a family there. Sure. When I saw those pizzas, I thought, I hope you're putting some chilies on those pizzas.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Darren's going to be very mad. So whenever we had our get-togethers at the Moor Pad, as we called it, I was responsible for taking the chili bites.
Yes. Yes.
And every time I tried to make them hotter and hotter, because every time Deryn was like, no, they're not hot enough. I'm like, Deryn, I've put in a dozen chilies. And yeah, Deryn, like, if we do baked brie and jam, I'm going to think of Deryn. There are so many things that are linked to her, and she was the one that kept our group together.
And how many times do we also go for a morning out ride and leave there at like 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
9 o'clock out ride, finish at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Exactly. So there was lots of bonding, and Deryn was always that person that came up to you and looked you in the eye and went, so what's going on? You know,
okay?
are you okay? What's happening with you? She asked the important questions. She didn't let you off the hook. But you, like Georgia said, she was always there, always. We're gonna miss her terribly. But yeah, cheers, Deryn.
Cheers.
Thank you for all that you've given us, and it'll stay with us for a long time to come. We're gonna sit on our patios and cheers you forever. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. Right. Anyone? Any other volunteers? There's no pressure. Kevin would like to have a go.
Thanks, Andrew. Hi, my name is Kevin. I'm Lorita's husband. And the first time that I met Deryn and Andrew was just after Lorita and I had met. And we were having a function at Lorita's house. And Lorita pulled me aside and said, Deryn's going to give you the once over. So just like the lady said there, I knew that I was in for the once over. And so I had to pass the test, because if I didn't pass the test, I was going to be out. So Deryn, thank you very much for endorsing me and giving me the opportunity. But since that time, you know, Lorita and Deryn, you know, were very good buddies. They rode together for how many years, sweetie? 15 odd years. And it's through that friendship that we got to know Andrew and Deryn as a couple as well. And I think for me, what stood out was just how well they worked together and how well they went together. And it was like a family without drama on the outside.
That is moments.
And I always looked at them and their relationship, and, you know, with the utmost respect for the two of you and how you lived your lives together and how you worked in harmony together and you made your decisions together and you got on with it. And I think that's something to be cherished and something very special in this very crazy world that we live in today with social media and all of its challenges. And that's one thing that I'll always remember about the two of you. We spent quite a lot of time with Deryn and Andrew over the years. And I think everybody has said it today, just how special a person she was. And her kindness and her thoughtfulness came through all the time. Andrew, I just feel for you. Alison, we met Alison over Christmas. We feel for you too. And we know how hard it is, and we know that it's going to be a difficult while ahead. But Deryn would want you to get out there and rejoice what you've had and what you've experienced, and, you know, be happy with that, because that's really what it's about. None of us expected to be here at this time, but she would want us to raise our glasses and have a toast to bubbles, because she loved her bubbles. And Deryn, cheers to you, and thanks for everything. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Any other volunteers? Shane?
Right, so I met Deryn in a small little yard in Bellew. She said to me, "Are you the eventing guy?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Well, There's a jump at Inanda Country Base that she's been dying to jump, and she tried, and it ended in a disaster. And it was a little bank jump. The jump is still there, and we started off by going down little hills in the arena, very slowly, and we finally got her ready. The show before, they had that exact fence in. We walked the course. We're like, look, and we went, and this is how you're going to ride it. But she didn't enter that show. She didn't feel she was quite ready. Then she was ready, and they never put that jump. It's still there. It's still there. Like every time you ride past it, and I always think of Deryn when I see that fence. But yeah, I mean, it was never in when she jumped. And for years, I nagged her to move here with Archie, and we didn't. We moved from Baloo to Heather's, and then up to Nikki's, and then Shame. Then Archie's time was up, and we had to retire him. And then when Deryn lost Archie, I thought that would be, I didn't want it to be, but I thought I did. She took it so hard, I didn't think she'd ever ride again. And to my surprise, she phoned me up and she said, I found a horse. And she found a beautiful horse in Sky. And I was very fortunate for Deryn to let me compete Sky. And just like one thing about Deryn, she'd have her lesson on a Tuesday morning. She was never late. She was always there. She always put her 110% in. Yes, sometimes she'd look at it and go, not today. I'm not jumping that today. And I would respect and understand that. And every Friday it would be my chance to jump Sky. And every Friday, I cannot ever remember her missing a Friday morning. Being there, putting jumps up and down, watching her horse, giving her horse loves. I mean, she seemed to get just as much joy from watching her horse compete or jump to riding her horse. I feel very special. I feel very honored that I got to sort of know her for 15 years. I mean, it was too short. As I think we can all say that. And a lot of people have said today that they hope Deryn is galloping Archie. And I don't hope, I know she is. Bareback, hair loose, with little Bella following behind her. And I can see it now. And I've seen a lot of things over the last 2 weeks that have sort of really reminded me of her. Whether it be her sister. I got such a fright. I sort of looked out and I saw you, and I just saw Deryn. And it was like, to just sort of yesterday in the jumping arena. I know Deryn's colors. She liked blue, and you can ask Annika. I'm not making this up. She likes blue and purple. And there was a little starling in the arena yesterday, sitting on the jumps, and it wouldn't leave. It wouldn't leave. And we had a discussion about it. It was just there, and it hopped from jump to jump, and we eventually had to chase it away because it was over jumps we wanted to jump on it. But it still hung around. And it was still there when I rode later on the afternoon. So, Deryn, we miss you. We love you. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Andrew.
Great. Yeah, there's a lot of memories in there. Yeah, it escapes me. Right, I'm gonna be a coward and hand over to someone else. Any other stories? Our pizzas are ready, I can see. But these are very special stories. Are there any other stories? I think it's come through very clearly. Deryn was very invested here. She felt at home, yeah, and she enjoyed the people who were attracted to the horses and the horse community, and they were her people. And so I thank you all for being a part of her life. She was energized by you guys. So we've all paid tributes to her, but she would be very quick to, well, she would want to know what's going on, to be honest. She would be going around here mining for information and what's happened to this? And she used to get very frustrated with me. She says, like, so-and-so, and I go, who's that? No, it was the person who's, and I go, oh! She was following you all and loved you all and was in with all your adventures and so on. So even George's story now, to me, I can remember the gangsters she used to bring around. So, and then, so there's this gangster, and then there's Deryn got him up against the wall in the kitchen. Now, what are your intentions here? So thank you for your stories. Yeah. Thank you for your stories. And as I say, she's watching us. Have some pizza, drink more wine, come and chat to me about the stories that you didn't share. Thank you, thank you. It's been a really, really special afternoon. Okay, thank you. All right. To Deryn. To Deryn. Our glasses are looking a little low. Come recharge, have some more wine. The pizzas are ready. They're looking frustrated that no one's eating their lovely pizzas. So come grab a slice or two. All right.
For you, Deryn.
Here we go. Look
for
at that.
introducing the beautiful sausage to my life. She'll be with me forever.
And I like that the
And
dogs
whoever's
in
dog
there.
this is.
That's the Francis.
Oh, thank you, thank you. There's no words, and I haven't really processed it properly yet. So, yeah.
You've got the good memories.
I do.
Special,
Very
special.
rich. We really were thick as thieves for 31 years. So, yeah. The ups and the downs, it's all great.
Yeah, that's what makes it the ups and the downs. Makes the ups even more special.
Thank you very much.
Day by day.
Okay. Right, let me end this. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, good. No, it's important. Eh?
Okay. Yeah.
Well done.
And they were very heartfelt, the messages. So, that was good. YouTubers, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll post this up so you can watch it again if necessary. Okay. How do I stop it? Yes. Okay. Thank you.